While I trusted Erdogan and his country, Turkiye, and sought asylum from them, they betrayed me, they stabbed me in the back, and they made me to leave the country ASAP. On June 26th this year, 2022, because I was not able to, or I was not capable to tolerate the brutal pressure was on me and my innocent family. Here, as I have explicated for many times, a mafia is torturing me. They have taken my innocent family as hostage, and they are trying to oblige me to accept them, their legitimacy, but I'm not able to do that. So I took a trip to Turkey because I trusted Erdogan and his country. So I went there and sought asylum from them. But at the very initial stages in my arrival in Ankara, Esenbek airport, I realized Turkish police was collaborating with the mafia, was chasing me, was harassing me, was undermining me. So I took a taxi to the United Nations High Commission for Refugees. After some time, I noticed that the taxi driver was an expert. It was crystal clear for me that he was a Turkish police officer, if not an intelligence service. In the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, the Turkish police did not let me into the place. Very brutally, they gave me an address and they obliged me to go there if I was to seek asylum from them. So again, I took another taxi and went there. Again, there a very brutal police was awaiting me. He was not cooperating with me. He gave another address to me and said if I want to seek asylum from United Nations High Commission for Refugees, I should go there. So this procedure happened for 4 times. So after I realized, I came to the conclusion that the Ankara police is not letting me to meet the officers to United Nations High Commission for Refugees. I made my mind to, I went to the United States Embassy in Ankara. There an officer, he was very polite. He advised me to register through the site and seek asylum from them. But I had no time because I was losing all my money. I had not much money. I told them my circumstances is urgent, it's emergency. Please accept me. Let me come to you and explicate my circumstances. But he rebutted to accept me for a face-to-face communication. It was then that I decided to go to the Saudi Arabia embassy in Ankara. So I called them and I explicated my circumstances, and I tried to elaborate the urgency of my circumstances. They said that they would let me know about the decision up to the end of the day. So because I was under extreme pressure by the mafia was chasing me, after 2-3 days, I went to Israel embassy in Ankara and sought asylum from them. They were very rude. They were not polite. They made me take off all my clothes and underwears, except my shorts. They asked many questions from me. In Saudi Arabia embassy, they told me what are your potentials, what you can do if we accept you. I explicated that I have a vast amount of potentials. For example, I could run a satellite TV channel program for Iranian teachers and students as well, from primary schools to collegiate and even university levels. I could run an online journal for Iranian teachers and students to freely publish the articles about whatever they wish, particularly with reference to geopolitical issues. I elaborated to Saudi Arabia officers that I could translate books from English to Persian or quite the reverse. I could teach particularly English from primary levels to university levels. I told them I have a very impactful potential for as an annotator. I could be a very strong, particularly commentator with reference to geopolitical issues. I explicated to them that I could do all these things anonymously if they wish. But I noticed no country was willing to help me, neither Turkiye, nor Saudi Arabia, nor the United States, nor even the Israel. It was in such circumstances that I again came to the conclusion that the world, all the countries in the world are dominated by this mafia, which is torturing me for more than 30 years, particularly because of geopolitical theories based upon which I formulated my transformative, or let me say liberating approach to teaching. They fear me because I'm capable, I have the potential through my approach to teaching, my didactic catalyst. I'm able to transform the shipper or objects into people or subjects, and they do not like it because the last analysis of my approach to teaching as a catalyst for transformation and change, as a didactic tool for shifting from dictatorship to democracy and civilization. And it seems to me even the US, even the West, even the Western countries do not like my approach because they want to continue to exploit the shipper particularly through the educational systems, or let me say through the dictatorial didactic regimes. This is the truth. This is the truth beyond marginalizing me by particularly imperialism, capitalism, and totalitarianism through local, societal, social, and even in international levels. They do not let me publish my book tickets about my innovations in the field of education because they fear me, because they fear the spread of my liberating or my transformative thoughts or beliefs. That is why they are marginalizing me and my practicals. That is why they do not help me to introduce my innovations to world educators, to world researchers, to world educational policymakers, because as I said, they fear, they are panicked because they truly know when my approach to teaching as used by all educators throughout the world, the benefits, even the existence as in danger. So they see me and my innovations a hazard for the benefits and even existence. So they prefer to keep me in my apartment here in Mashhad in Iran, in prison. They are torturing me to death. It's not important for even the so-called the civilized world, and it is a tragedy, it is a shame for today's world leaders. I even reported the same when I was in Ankara to to Guterres, but he did not reply, and it is a shame again. So they enforced me, they tortured me, and because they put a torture radar in the room above my room in Ankara hotel, and they did not let me sleep up to the next morning. And in the midnight at 2 a.m. they sent very strong harmful rays to my mind, and I felt I was going to die if I was not awakened. So immediately after they turned off or lowered the harmful rays to my mind, I came out of my room and called police. The Ankara police, they came after 10-20 minutes and they asked me some questions, and then they called the Ankara anti-terrorist police. The anti-terrorist police came, and again they asked me around 20 questions. But the interesting point is that they did not bother to investigate into the matter in my room. They did not search for my murderers or torturers in the room above my room, or they did not enter my room to see what has happened and why. So I felt Turkey was not interested of my presence in Ankara. So I went to Ankara Esenberg airport. I stayed there for 3 nights up to the time that my flight, I had my flight to Hosseini airport in Tehran. In Ankara airport, they behaved me very brutally. Despite the fact that there were very cheap tickets to Tehran, Hosseini airport, the officers in Ankara airport sold me very expensive flight ticket from Turkish Airlines to Hosseini airport in Iran. But however, when I was going to get on board in Ankara airport, they did not let me carry my baggage of 18 kilos only, while in the ticket they had written that I could carry 28 plus 8 kilos with me. But they kept my baggage in Ankara airport. They demanded a huge amount of money, but I was totally broke, so I left my baggage with them and I came to Iran. It is for more than 2 weeks now that we are communicating with Turkish Airlines. They gave me tracking or reference number for my baggage, but they are not getting my baggage back yet. My original PhD certificate, my PhD thesis, my souvenirs, my jeans, my silk shirts I had bought, my books, all my documents were in my baggage, but they are not still getting my baggage back, and I do not know what to do. Erdogan is responsible and he should help me have